All right. We are live. It is working somehow, I think. Ooh, I like the new YouTube live thing. It's really cool. They updated all this. This is how long it's been since we did a live stream here on YouTube. Everything is better. This is good. Let me go ahead. Hold on real quick. Huh? Okay, how do I share this? There we go. Let me grab this guy. I'm going to share this in all of our places. So guys, you just, for y'all who are here early, hi. Hey, Adams and Christy. Hey, guys. Let me just, y'all hang tight real quick. Kelly went to go get Finley a snack, and then she'll be back up, and I'm going to post this link on a couple of spots. So I'm going to be right here, but let me do this a couple of times. So how is everybody? And yeah. Howdy, Texian Dave and Norweven. I need to know how to say your, I know you because you always come to our thing, and thank you very much. But I always mess up your pronouncing of your account name. Okay, let me do this. We are live on YouTube. So we have lots to talk about, you guys. We have not done this in a very long time, and the homestead is going right now. We are up here in Dallas, which is 3.5 hours away. We're staying at Kelly's parents' house, which we're very, very grateful that they are allowing us to stay here while we build on our property. But man, it is, it's a lot. It's a whole lot to be able to do this, because whenever we were down in the Houston area, we actually lived in Katy then, we were only 2 hours away. So now we're like 3.5. So it's a little different to be able to be this far away, but that's what we're going to be able to talk about. Hey, Josh and Mandy, how are you guys? Tim, hey guys. Thank y'all for hopping on and hanging with us. This is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and share this one more time over on our Shed to House Facebook group. If you guys are not a part of the Shed to House Facebook group, you should join, even if you are not wanting to live in a small space. It's still super fun group to be able to hang out with. And, you know, you get to learn a whole lot of, you know, like home improvement stuff and all that. We talk about everything about building a house and just being able to reduce your debt. And the tagline is small house, big land living. And so a lot of us that are here interested in homesteading, you're always excited about, you know, you want the land. Some people also want a giant house, but most people, what we've learned is a lot of people in the homesteading genre, you know, people here that they kind of have smaller houses. You know, you don't have like the 3,000 square foot house. Is that Kelly? Hey, and it's Finley. Hi. And you get to see Finley. I need a haircut. Mom. Oh, Mom. And you get to see Finley. Yeah. So yes, we are here in Kelly's parents.
We're always just trying to find a nook where we can like
do
get
something
online or.
Hey, but it actually works. So say hi to everybody.
Hi guys. Who's here?
Everybody is here. All the important people are here.
Everybody's here. Hey guys.
You're gonna be so messy, aren't you, Finley? Yes, I do have things that we're gonna be talking about.
Yay.
Yes, we are. So this is gonna be Finley.
Her angle with this is hilarious.
Yes. So you're gonna get to hang out with Finn. We were actually just now watching the Hurricane Harvey videos this morning. They wanted to, and she was so little.
She was very
little. She was very little. So when does the shed get delivered? Good question, Tim. So that's what we're going to be going over. Okay, so let me look at the notes because we're going to have to stay on track here. Okay, so yes. So real quick, one thing I'm going to be talking about several times, I'm going to go ahead and post it over in the chat, is one thing that we still wish, because there's still a lot of expenses and everything that we want to be able to learn about this, is we haven't been able to find anything about hard numbers of what it actually takes to be able to get out of suburbia and to move onto raw land.
No, I don't think that's true. I think we don't have the final number because we know what it's taken us so far.
No, there's nobody has ever done that.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody's ever documented and like totally put all. Kelly, she's totally wiping food all over Kelly. Yes. So that is something that we are wanting to do. So I'm going to put it.
We ask that all the time.
Exactly. How much does it cost for this? So I'm going to post right now in the chat a link. I don't even know if Kelly's even looked at this, but this is
briefly this morning.
Oh, you did look at the. Well, you didn't look at the full report.
No.
Just because it was blurred out a little bit. So this is all of our business, kind of out there on YouTube. In terms of like us being self-employed, this is actually our financial numbers for May of this year. And you're going to look at it, you're going to be like, this looks very bizarre. And it is, because May was terrible, guys. Us trying to sell the house was the most expensive month of everything. I mean,
I think Chick-fil-A was half of our sell the house budget.
So we'll talk about that report just a little bit. But anyway, I'm putting it right here. Flat out. So there's the link. It is so you go to bettertogetherlife.com/report. That's bettertogetherlife.com/report. And you will get our income and expense report for May. I know it's a couple of months, but whenever you sign up to get that, we will also then send you, as soon as we get it available, June and then July. I'm working on those as well. But so that's there's the report that you can be able to see. And it talks about briefly about how much we were able to make it being self-employed, and then how much it costs for us to get out of suburbia.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments.
You're reading all the comments. Yes. Who wants to clean 3,000 square feet? I agree.
I'm with you.
I agree. I don't want to either.
But then again, some people would say, who wants to clear and prepare 7 acres? So I could see both ends of that. Both liking it. He's like, it's like farm CrossFit.
It's super fun having a chainsaw. I mean,
it is.
I also wouldn't. I mean, hey.
No, I don't mind it. I'm just saying, in the same vein, someone would be like,
yeah,
the homesteading, clear the land, prep everything.
Yeah. I don't want to live in a shed forever. But
10,000 to install utilities on raw land. I wouldn't say that.
That's low. That's for us. That's very low.
And honestly, ours are pretty conservative, even for some people, because we're not trying to run utilities to the very back of our property.
Yeah,
we're getting them pretty close while still being.
That's awesome.
Safe.
Sweet Troubles Farms. They said it only cost y'all $10,000 for electric. And water and septic. No, we're gonna probably it'll be close to triple that. Unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna be nuts. Now we are not right there on the county road, so that makes a big difference. You're like so far.
Well,
come here, come close to me. You singing.
I'm halfway in between all the things.
So and we'll talk about the hard numbers as we get close, but currently the main bid that we've gotten for septic is that amount, $10,000, because we have to have an aerobic system because we are in heavy clay. So we have about maybe 6 to 8 inches of sand, and then after that is just compacted red Texas clay. And so the water will go through the sand. It's just going to sit there. So we cannot do a leach field. So we have to do an aerobic or anaerobic. It's either one of those. So basically, it's going to be in a big, kind of like a water tank, and then they're going to it will have a sprinkler system. So that's the current bid is $10,000 for that. And I think that's the good thing is we get a little bit better of a septic system.
I do think so too. a lot of people will ask us like, well, why aren't you going off grid, or even attack us, like, you know, Facebook or YouTube. Social media is funny because everybody's an expert all of a sudden. But I mean, off grid was never our goal. Aside from that, one of our costs is the water and hooking up to our water co-op, because a well is just wildly, it would be a terrible financial decision for us to even attempt a well on our property because of the risk of not actually hitting it. And the quality of water would be far less than the quality we have right now. So there are a lot of factors when somebody, or maybe a lot of variables moving from the suburbs to your homestead, because some homesteads already have those things put in place, or they might have access to a well more affordably than we would have. And that all just depends. Thank you, Finn, for dropping those.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Don't step on it.
The good thing was we were able to save some money on getting our water. So you've seen that video of us that we actually have running water on our property. We ran it ourselves. So that saved us a ton of not having to hire a plumber for that. And we even got really good pipe. We got the PEX pipe, so that was great. Let's see, 6,500 without the meter, pedestal, breaker box installed. So bare forestry, welding, and other stuff. You're saying 6,500 with, so you had 65, you paid 6,500 without the meter pedestal. And
so I'm guessing that's the meter pole.
I guess so. 600 feet from the road. Okay, so I guess you're talking just about electric. Hopefully we don't have to pay that much, but it's gonna be hefty.
Our meter pole cost is all on that expense report, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
So that's just made. Really, so the report you're gonna get over at that I put in the link, bettertogetherlife.com/report. That is just us trying to get out. So I have a lot more to catch up on that. But so you'll be able to slowly get all of that. So that's just us trying to get out of, man, if you're trying to sell your house, it's going to be expensive, especially with 4 kids. So it gets more expensive with 4 kids. That makes sense. We have sand still. Yeah, if you have sand at 10 feet, then you can do a leach field all day. But even that is going to cost $6,500 if we were able to do a cheap septic in our area. It's still $6,500.
We've talked about that too, about why septic. You know, just maybe that's a little political thing in our area. We're unrestricted, with the exception that we have to have a permit for septic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
and they have to come and inspect it 3 times a year.
And all the expensive have gone right down there to septic. So it's like, that's kind of not the bulk, but it is a large chunk. Not that we didn't expect, just every homestead's different. And this is one of the ways ours is.
But one thing, and slight plug of the Get Off Your Tail and Homestead book, we talked about social capital. It's been going really well for us being able to pull together our social resources, all the great advice and expertise here on YouTube, but then also, live friends,
friends who are skilled, friends who believe in what we're doing. And they're like, I would love to come dig a hole, or I would love to come run a chainsaw.
Like
That's been cool.
Pete Van Dyke, you saw the video of me getting dehydrated, and what he did for us to get our water hooked up. And then here comes So it's been really great to be able to just pull those resources. We're a little bit behind.
You turn on my stuff.
Then there's Everett back there. So as we just got interrupted with the kids, one thing I want to be able to say, a couple of people have asked, hey, where are the kids? Why don't we see, the kids in any of the videos? Well, it's just, it's not really feasible for us to travel 3.5 hours to our property and actually think that we're going to get anything done there. So it currently is just easier for us for me to go. And it's not fun. That's the thing that's terrible, is being able to just go to the property by myself. I don't like leaving Kelly and the kids. I don't like being without my wife. It stinks. and she wants to be there too, but it's just not really able to do that yet until things are set up on the property and we actually have the house and it is ready to go. So that's why they're kids, but there is a couple more videos coming that you'll be able to see the kids a little bit more. Let's see. Need primary electric power that far back from the road, then ground based. Yeah, so we're not that far back. I think so. Let's kind of give you a little bit of the status. So we talked about the income expense report. So that is, oh my God. So we are right above the garage and someone is either leaving or coming in. So the garage is opening. So that was weird. This entire ground just started vibrating. So the current status of our property. Yeah. You need to either join, because I'm not going to tell you here on YouTube because I don't like to break the continuity. I like the story of here YouTube, and I'm trying to get caught up as fast as possible. And I think I've come down to a schedule. I'm going to try to post a new video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's going to be my goal. And I think I can pretty much do that. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll get in chronological order what's going on in our homestead. If you want more up-to-date stuff, you need to either join, you need to follow us on Instagram at Better Together Life, or the rockin' new account,
Better Together Wife.
Kelly is at Better Together Wife, and I will say she is a lot better at Instagram than I am. So she kind of runs the Instagram accounts, and I kind of post a little bit, as much as I can. And then, but also another place that you can get more up-to-date stuff is the Shed to House Facebook group. Let me go find that for you. So I'm going to get the Shed to House Facebook group link here. Is right there. So I just now put that into the chat. You'll be able to see everything that is up-to-date over there. It's not that I don't want to show you what's up, but whenever I start posting things that are out of order, then people get confused. And we did that back in the suburban house, and it just didn't work. It got confusing for everyone. So I'm going to do everything chronologically. Hey, what are you doing? Hi. So that's where we are. So currently what you've seen so far is you saw, I guess the latest videos, you saw our house get walls. That's so cool. And
doing that was like I think it gave even my parents like an insight to, oh, this really is like building a house.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it wasn't just a big flat sheet that got printed off a production line. It was actually created, built. You could see people, and the control that they had in the warehouse was really what sped the process up so much. You know, we have another friend, Lynn Addis, who's building her own. There's a friend, Lynn Addis, who's building her own homestead right now. And Lynn was telling me how excited she was, but also like holding her breath, because as they built the house, they were waiting for the rain to pass before they could start putting the roof on and things like that. That's hard. So I really did appreciate that about this part of the process.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they can go fast. They are able to go super duper fast in there. And just the quality. I've said it in the video. I mean, I have seen it. So if you follow us on any of those other platforms, you will be able to see it as well. And I have tested it out. I've hung on the rack. I mean, this thing is strong.
It's all established. Yeah. It's this great, like, it's a house.
Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
And then they're building out, you know, another friend of ours, our gym. We just joined the gym the other day, and we're sitting with the woman. She asks about Farm and Yard.
Oh,
this is your business.
These are just really comfortable shirts. So
they're amazing.
Thank you, Travis,
shirts,
for the shirts.
Travis, and they're so comfy.
Yeah.
So at the gym, she asks us if this is our business, and she shows us pictures of her tiny house, which she had built out. The reason we didn't build out everything was, we really liked this builder. We really liked Farm and Yard. Travis was so patient and helpful with us as we worked on our floor plan. As they got it drafted for us. You know, where did we want walls? Where did we want bathrooms and different parts of the house? And that was awesome for us as an experience.
For me, because I've done Travis isn't the builder. So so Farm and Yard doesn't actually build the buildings. That's done by Wood Techs. But it's a super cool thing to be able to see. Is Travis from Farm and Yard used to run, he started the Wood Techs facility here in Texas. So he knows all about production and how these buildings are built. Then he went out on his own and started Farm to Yard. And then I've gotten, just because I've been able to film there, connected with everybody at Wood Techs. It's just, I cannot believe how great all of these people are. Like in the video, there was one guy.
The quality of the people.
Yeah, I mean, just, us, we love Jesus and we're faith people. I mean, and all of these guys it seems like they were faith-based. This one guy came up and he said, like, hey, do you mind if it's really hot. Do you mind if I take off my long sleeve shirt? I have tattoos. I want to be a good witness. And this was before I became a Christian. It was, and I was like, dude,
yes,
you go for it, buddy. It was just super cool to be able to meet all these people. Siri, I want you to say hi to her.
Hey, Amy. Hola. We're going to see Amy in October. How many of you guys are going to the Great Homesteaders Conference? So say what it's called, Homesteaders of America?
Homestead.
I always get this wrong.
Come on.
It's like when Justin Rhodes calls us Better Life Together.
Hey.
We love you, Justin.
Hey.
We're going to call you on those funny
things.
It's what friends do.
He can call me whatever he wants to. It is Better Together Live. But anyway, whatever. Homesteaders of America Conference.
That's what I said.
Sure.
Probably not.
Yes.
Amy, what is it? Tell us.
Woo. Yes.
Homesteaders of America. Yes.
Hook us up with a link.
Yes. Amy, will you put the link in
Put the link down below. And everybody go to Virginia.
So this is on the East Coast. Some of the speakers there, I think it's a 2-day
conference. You've done a lot of the research with it.
Yeah, some of the speakers there. Joel Salatin's the keynote speaker. Justin Rhodes is going to be there.
You got to scoot up.
I can't remember if it's Sow the Land. Those were the two that I really thought of. And then there's like features on like canning and some, growing different foods or raising different animals, animal husbandry, all those different topics. So we're really, really pumped about that.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks, Rick. Good to see you here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not going to give you the heads up on like the up-to-date time at the moment. Oh, she can't put a link unless she's a modifier. All right, moderator. Thank you very much, Finley.
Oh, that's a bit weird.
Sorry, guys.
How do I make you a modifier? How do I make you a moderator?
Maybe you click on her.
Can I do that?
No, Amy. Oh, yeah, add moderator. There you go. Now you can, Amy.
There you go. We trust you. Take over the entire place.
Amy, take over the internet.
Yes.
So this is a cool conference that we're going to. And honestly, the first time I feel like legit homesteaders. And when I can say, now that we've met people in our city and in our area, that, yes, every homestead is different. When I talk about with Meg Holler and we talk about their kind of suburban homestead, or our friend Sarah Withers, who's now just moved onto a farm, but they had chickens and bunnies before they ever moved, and they were just in their little backyard. So it is one of those things that when people watch our channel, and now people are saying, oh, I wish I could do what you're doing. 5 months ago, we weren't doing what we're doing right now.
No.
So there is this, like, do what you want to do where you are. Like, don't be afraid to call yourself a homesteader, regardless of what your property looks like. Even if you are, some people are cow sharing or chicken sharing with local farmers, and that's just a relationship they built through their farmers market, where they pay for a cow that gives them milk, fresh milk right there. So there's a lot of options when you're going, and it doesn't just have to be up like your build on your own property. And I feel like that's important too, because it's not just about our story. It's about what our story inspires in you.
Yeah.
No?
Oh, no. I mean, it's exactly what Kelly says. Years ago, this was not even a dream. It was just an idea. We would just drive in rural areas and be like, oh, wouldn't this be cool?
I know.
And then
like, hey, look, that's an acre. Or, hey, look, this is for ridiculous amounts of money where we were in Houston. And it just kind of seemed like a dream that was so far off.
Yeah.
Bo could see it and I never could, which is just how it works with us. but now it really is moving, and
it's exciting.
And there's like
and
a
frustrating.
real building.
It is so stinking frustrating trying to do this from scratch. If I had any recommendations, I think I would probably,
marry a flexible person.
She's very flexible, like adaptable.
And he's not.
Like I'm not at all. Like she has an adaptability strength that she can kind of go with the flow and just be okay with all this stuff. And I am not. I don't like that. Which you'll see in some of the videos to come. Anyway, so let's see. Let me talk about. Okay, so Sandeep. Well, thank you very. I think that would be super fun. I need to actually message Justin and say, hey. Is there any chance that we can stop? Because we're coming from Dallas. North Carolina is kind of on the way to Asheville to see if we can stop by and say, hey, I just want to see their farm. I think that would be awesome. Okay, so let's see. What do I have to talk about? Okay, so we already talked about Kelly's Instagram. So Kelly's Instagram, go to instagram.com/ what?
Instagram.com?
Yes.
People don't do Instagram from their computers.
Okay, fine. Just follow @BetterTogetherWife. But you could go to Instagram.com @BetterTogetherWife. Nobody's doing that. This is called upstaging, where she's back there and it's very distracting, and I don't like it. Anyway, okay. So let's talk about this. I'm gonna post the link again for bettertogetherlife.com/report. We actually do have something to talk about, so I'm going to do it again. So go get the report again. This is in May. This is the financial stuff for us trying to get out of our house and be able to afford somewhat of this. Now, this doesn't include. I'm not telling you what we sold our house for.
Eric.
Who? Eric's here. Woohoo! Yes.
Now it is a party.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, but it kind of shows a little bit. Now let me go through. I'm gonna go through this briefly.
Patricia loves Jesus too.
Yay!
Good old internet connecting us Jesus lovers.
How do I find this? There we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the report right now. So if you're not gonna understand what this is until you go get it, but this report is for us to be able to share as I get all the numbers crunched and everything. Of if this is something that you're wanting to do, if you're not yet, you're in the suburbia or in the city and like, I want to buy raw land. And how much does this cost? Especially in Texas, how much does this cost? Because it'll be different from everywhere. This kind of shows you a little bit about what it's costing us. Now we're wanting to do it, you of course can get, you can get loans. Or you can, we're trying to do it without a mortgage. We currently have a mortgage on our property, but the plan is once we get the house livable, we're going to pay it all off. But this kind of shows you. So really for May, this is us how we actually got out.
Sale, right?
No, well, this is the house.
This includes the house sale.
So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you over on the income spot. So our number one, what we do full time is doTERRA. We sell essential oils. We can't actually tell you the exact amount, but we got approval that we were able to tell you what the average amount for what we call a rank. So basically, we're able to tell you an average of what we made, and we hit a certain rank that month, and that's the average of what that would be. So we can tell you that. And so then we kind of, I talk about, some YouTube, what we got from YouTube, some sponsorships, some of my video production that we do. We like having multiple streams of income. So that kind of goes over a little bit of the amount of money that we made. The coolest thing is actually the expenses, and holy cow.
Were there expenses? We
almost spent.
I think there's also something important to note about this is, remember, this is our second time trying to move. So
we tried it in the fall and it did not work.
One of the gracious things that my mom did when we were first listing our house was sent us a Chick-fil-A gift card because she knew how often we were going there for showing our house. The first time we listed our house, it showed 39 times. 39 times. Some of those were repeats.
That was in the fall with what, a 5-month-old? Was she 6?
I'm
Finley.
like blocking it out. It was so traumatic. But that said, these are super effective numbers, even if we had been a little bit more prepared. But the first time was with an infant. The second time was with a toddler, which is a little bananas.
But we didn't have to show it.
But we didn't have to show it.
I mean,
so
we got out of the house. We showed the house one time. We never had to put it on the market.
Yeah.
And it sold.
And that was God's
And it
favor. Sold for more than it was under contract for.
Quite a bit.
In November, it was under contract for less than what it sold for. That's just God's mercy. And like choosing peace, I think that's so important, regardless of what your belief in a higher power is. Like, you have to choose peace and resolve in yourself to know that whatever you're doing right now, if you continue doing the same thing, you'll never get something different. So if you want something different, if you're in the suburbs and you want a homestead, if you're in a job and you want time freedom that you'll never get from it, you're only going to be at turmoil with yourself until you start doing something different toward that end. So this was selling our house wasn't the beginning of something different, guys. This was almost the culmination. That was funny, like a Zoom. It was almost the culmination of this mindset shift of what we want is different, and we've got to start changing our finances. How do we gain our income so that we can be independent of an employer when we move? How do we teach our kids so that we can move to any school district and it doesn't matter because they're going to get the same quality education at home? And it also meant that we had to, like, I have to have cleaner language, but we had to get the guts up enough to put our house on the market so that we could move. And I know that Bo's always going to be like real didactic, but I think without that mindset part of it, you're going to fail, and you're going to feel like such a loser, and you're not a loser. You just probably aren't practiced in the skill of like thinking beyond where you are right now, or putting things in place so that you can go to that next place that you have in your mind, your desire, your dream. And a lot of times that keeps us scared and we don't dream that big.
Yeah.
This was a big dream.
It was so big. And it was really hard.
So really
I mean,
big.
we completely shut down after we didn't sell it.
We did.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Isn't my wife awesome? And you'll get that over at Better Together Wife because she's amazing. I love her.
From India. Thanks, Sandy.
Yes. So, okay, so Sandy, you asked, after the move, I guess you're talking about once we're living on the property, are we going to just jumpstart into into everything, or are we going to do one thing at a time? If that's what I think you're saying.
Good question.
I don't know if you're talking about in terms of homesteading and growing food. Yes, it will be a little bit slower of a process because we are having to do everything from scratch. It will be, basically this is it. It will be, we need a house that we can live in. We need a front and a back porch that we can live, like have outdoor living space, because this is very small. And I'm not going to lie. You'll see some of the footage coming up soon. We need grass. So bad. It's so bad. And that's part of the lessons learned. Yeah. You know, everybody always said, like, don't clear land the way that it was. And in the video, I was so excited about it. I was like, this is awesome. Yes, this is amazing. And then once you're actually in the dirt, in the sand, every single day trenching, you just want a nice little patch of grass that you're not going to get sand and dirt in your shoes. But I will say this, is we didn't have grass to begin with. Well, we could have weed it down. Sure. So we didn't have. It's the good and the bad of it. You know, you're paying for it in one way or another. If we had done the very clear by hand and conserve everything, y'all, we'd still be waiting to trench things. We'd still be waiting. So we paid for it on the front end. I'm trusting grass. I'm trusting. Oh yes, Amy, tell us more about grass. We don't need the shade grass right now. We will, but now we need a grass that will grow in sand. I mean, really, that we just so talking about the grass. this is why whenever you're talking about what are we going to do one thing at a time. So we are here in Central Texas.
Hey, Norma. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome.
Our plumber came to be able to talk about doing our drains, because I'm going to we're going to document running all of the interior plumbing. We're going to get hooked up by Green Building Technologies. We're going to do some videos for them, so that would be great to get the interior PEX plumbing. But I'm not touching the drains. Drains are another animal. I don't want what my kids do to come back. So
it's foundational. And for the most part, that's the reason we went with a shed to house. Yeah. Is we weren't trying to build it ourselves.
Exactly. So our plumber was there and he was looking at everything. He said, hey, I mentioned that we have 4 kids. And he said, so I just now saw you open the irrigation box and without looking, you shoved your hand in there to turn on the water. Don't do that. And make sure that your kids don't do that. And make sure that you and your kids know that everything that you have this space that's cleared is the exact same color as all of the baby copperheads that are all over the place. And I was looking for like big copperheads. He's like, no, you're going to see the small, you're not going to see the small ones, and they're all over. So whenever I'm talking about grass,
that you're going to have the small ones and you won't see them because they're small.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and this is, in the country, and this is a plumber.
My baby runs toward us.
Yes. So whenever I say that's what I'm meaning about, we just need to physically be able to live there. And our mindset has changed a little bit of, yes, you're going to see us trying to grow our own food. We're going to do it. The rabbits are going to be coming back. We are going to have animals. But the first thing is we're going to try to adjust ourselves to the country life, because we don't know how to do it. It's not just something that you can go from suburbia where you only see worms and cockroaches that is true. To snakes and black widows and wolf spiders that are like this big. Dude. So we've gotten all these cool guides. I wish we had them here. Kelly spent
see them on Better Together Wife.
Yeah.
And now Kelly spent, but in increments, because we got 2 at the grocery store. We went to the HEB in Austin and we picked up these 2 guides on Kelly's Desperate Wobos on the property.
They're invaluable.
And then priceless. The boys loved them so much that we bought a couple more. And then they found that there were more. So then we bought a couple more. But they're awesome.
We had a little joke about it, and I offended her. So they're homeschooling, and I'm like in it. I'm looking at everything. We're like, okay, what is the spider? I've seen this one. Like I saw this black jumping hairy spider. I'm like, when we see it. So let's see. So anyway, so Bermuda grass does good. And I know, man. Texie and Dave. No, it will. Bermuda. Okay, check this out. A 25-pound bag of Bermuda grass at Tractor Supply is $140. Let me say that again. A bag like this big, the small little bag of Bermuda grass seed, $140 at Tractor Supply in our town. For Bermuda grass, I thought Bermuda grass was like the cheapest thing, because it's so invasive. But what the lady said, she said, no, it's that expensive here in Texas because of the fact that it's that good. That you throw it out, you water it, and that thing is going to grow, and it's going to grow great. So the good thing that we have is our design is we do have that road, and it's a nice, good based road, a lot of rock there. So and it does separate our little house site from where our garden is going to be. So that's kind of the plan, is that we're probably going to put down Bermuda grass there just because we need that to be grown. And also it's all going to wash away, all the sand is going to wash away as well. It's just going to become a big muddy pit once the fall hits. So we need to get something going. I just can't.
Amy had a question about grass, pasture grass.
So
what do you think about that?
Well, tell us, Amy, what you think of as pasture, because I'm still learning about cover crop and pasture grass. So they're saying fescue. There's a lot about fescue.
Alfalfa grass.
And then there's like a bar. It starts with a B. Barucha. But put down, is there any, so all of you grass people that know a lot more than us, there's a certain kind of like Texas grass that starts with like a B.
Yeah, bull nettle for sure. That's one in our book, our habitats book.
Yeah. And so
there's a lot of toxic Central Texas wild growing.
Yeah.
Species.
Now once the fall hits, I'm gonna plant rye all over.
I cannot wait to run barefoot in rye.
Yes, so all of our garden space is gonna have annual rye, and I'm gonna throw annual rye everywhere. It's
pasture grass. Cool.
Yeah. So what they're saying. Well,
or you're saying that's a problematic thing.
Well, this is me talking to the lady at Tractor Supply. She ain't Joel Salatin, I know that. But she is, sorry if you're watching this.
Probably not.
But she did say, she's like, hey, I know I just work here at Tractor Supply, but I know a little bit about this because I've lived here my entire life. She said, what you're going to deal with, she said, our space, our part of Texas has zero sandy loam. Like there's no black dirt.
Yeah.
There's no black soil there.
That's true.
It is either sand or it's clay. And that's what she was saying is, yeah, we have this great pasture, mix, but all you have is just sand.
So it won't take.
So it's not going to take.
You need something that roots deep. Like what's the difference between them?
I don't know. It's just like, so, but she said, now if you want to truck in some compost,
which
then yeah,
talked about.
If you want to truck in some compost and have someone to spread it.
Whole thing.
I don't know. So we can get a dump truck. It's funny. We can get a dump truck of compost for
just about anything.
I don't think I'm ever going to share that. So that'll be an insight. Sorry. I can't. I'm not ever going to talk about people in our town. Because that's just, if they ever come, I'm like, no. So the good thing is we can get a dump truck of compost for $330, or we can get a dump truck of wood chips of mulch for $430.
Because
I'm like,
compost
what?
is easier.
And he said because they have to travel further because we're right in the middle of nowhere. So I would think that compost is more valuable. We can't find wood chips anywhere. Like I'm not, because there's no coastal hay. I've thought about but so and all the hay around us is just, I think it's Bermuda. So anyway, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out the grass part of it. Yes, but hopefully once the fall hits, we have a little bit more options with the rye. It's just so hot right now and so dry that not a whole lot is going to take until we hit a little bit cooler weather. The good thing is we're getting some rain right now, so hopefully that is starting to turn. No, it's not. It's not even August. It's just
what's weird though is we're in Dallas, and this rain feels like I've never felt this climate here.
Dallas is different.
The climate we have here is absolutely nothing like Houston, and of course it's not. But what I'm saying is it's August and it's raining and it feels chilly. Like I want a sweater outside. I've lived in Houston for 12 years. I've never wanted a sweater for any reason, anywhere, at any time, for anything, and at any place in Houston have I ever wanted a sweater in August. Never.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay. Yeah, it's bizarre weather. Now the good thing is on our property, this is one good thing about buying raw land is it's so much cooler because of the shade. There's no concrete. It's
farm
great.
Roads. There's lots of breezeway. Like pretty much anywhere on our property is a breeze. Now, one of the things you guys are mentioning is wood chipper, and we've gone back and forth a couple of times because one of the things about permaculture is you want to use what your land already has. And wood chipping is a great idea for certain projects, but the wood that we cleared, we can actually drag those trees into the forest and they create sponges.
Yeah.
For the ground.
Well, that's something that
as the weather rolls through and the seasons change, we use it in a totally different way. But wood chips are good.
Yeah.
It's just almost more work for. It's just a different project.
What Kelly's saying is, and you'll hear this all over permaculture, is that what we've learned is creating your own wood chips, creating your own mulch is actually less cost effective than having it brought in somewhere for free. So especially in suburbia, I could have an entire dump truck of freshly wood chipped material because in suburbia, that's what people do. They hire people out to come and trim the trees, and they run it through a chipper, and I can just wave them down and say, hey, go drop it on my driveway. I can't do that here. So I have to actually rent a wood chipper, a giant wood chipper. So I have that cost. And then I also have the labor cost of being able to do it. Like for me, like my time costs money as well. And if you've ever gotten a wood chipper, you think that you're going to score so big, but the amount, like, I mean, you can just see this giant pile of brush and just material that you think is going to create the same size. But like for something that's so giant in size, ends up being a tiny, tiny bit of wood chips. So,
yeah,
but honestly, but if it costs us $430 to get mulch because they have to travel an hour and a half away to get it, then it's more cost effective for us to use material that we have and all the trimmings that we're going to get there. So the good thing is I did find a general store in our area that it's actually, they become the middleman. So I don't mind paying a little bit more to pay them extra, and they bring in the machines versus me having to drive to the nearest Home Depot and rent from them, because that's an hour away. So that's not fun. But yes, so Amy, I'm going to look that up. I need to local co-op. So yeah, I need to contact all of our local places.
And we're learning that country doesn't always mean what we think it means. The coolest thing about country, I thought country meant everybody has a garden, just be like this Whole Foods permaculture kind of, not hippie vibe, but just like that's what my thought of this was. But the best surprise about what country life has been so far for us, even though we're not there full time, is the community. People just but you're gonna have that funny part. But someone came and just like they pulled up on our property. We weren't in the position to walk up and meet them. We didn't see them until after they were driving off. But they just left a note, their card, and their phone number. And they were like, hey, we're your neighbors. We wanted to meet you. And I was just so thankful for that because, of course, those of you who are in the country, you get it. But those were the surprising things to me because I've lived in my neighborhood for 8 years in Houston. And we met our neighbors because we went out to meet them. Yep. And even so, we only knew the 4 closest to us. And that was within a stone's throw. These are people who are like down the road, which is 4 or 5 miles away, coming out of their way to come say hi. And that's been really special. Yeah. Our friend Molly, who's just I mean, if you ever had a mother hen and she just told you everything that you needed to know about everything, it was Molly. And
Molly's awesome.
We found our person of peace in this new land.
Thank you, Phil. Eric, bye, buddy. I don't know why you're working. Dude. Don't go to work. Hang out with us. But yes, and then so Sweet Troubles Farm, you're totally right. We should just get us some goats or a cow. Right, Kelly? We should just get us some goats.
That's a really great idea for you, Sweet Troubles Farm.
Eventually, yes. Eventually we are gonna get some kind of animal. We haven't figured that out yet. We just need a home first. We'll
start with the house. Make sure we have the deck, and then
and get our rabbits back.
Yeah, I think when it comes to January, just because of our schedules and all the places we want to go to, Virginia, then we'll probably start with livestock stuff or goat stuff or whatever in the spring. Is my guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and so let's see. Let me go back to that original. That was long. So Sandeep, your original question.
30 minutes ago.
This is why you like us, because we'll talk forever. Sandeep, your original question: are we just going to go all at it, or are we going to do one thing at a time? I think we're definitely going to go one thing at a time. It's all cool for Justin and Rebecca that they were able to get back with like basically 4 hens that were already there, and they were able to jump in and get all of these new animals right away.
But they'd also been doing that for years.
They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
They understood that they had a house. They had their house. We don't have that. We are not homeless. So I know there was a lot of clickbait in the beginning of us selling the house, but we are houseless. So we are staying here. We don't have a permanent space for us to live. Our home is 3.5 hours away. Our future home. And there's nothing there. So that's where we're doing. It's hard for us to think about taking care of animals when we just need a place for our kids to be able to get out of the sun. Well, and just not even very simply to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 112 degrees. They just need a place that they can, get out of the heat here in the summer of Texas. And we don't have that yet. It's getting there. We're making progress. So that's good.
Yeah. Amy, you said don't overwhelm yourself. I think that's really important because one of our priorities is to steward what we have well.
Yep.
We would be really bad stewards if we got goats, pigs, and bunnies and half of our livestock died. I just feel like that's wildly irresponsible. And just it wouldn't set anybody up for success for us and our investment or the animals themselves, which the whole goal is give them a good life and let them have one that day.
Exactly. But we are going to we've already promised the kids that we are getting our rabbits back. And in my opinion is once we have one animal to take care of, we can't really go anywhere for 3 weeks anyway. So the plan is to maybe we'll share that. The plan is we calendared it in that we would be living full-time on our property mid-November-ish. Definitely in November. There's no way that we'll be able to get everything done before the trip to Virginia at the
Homesteaders of America conference.
.com. What is it?
.com.
Where is it, Amy?
It's a link. I think it's yellow. Up ahead. There we go.
Homesteaders of America.
.com.
Yes. That's where we're going in October. And there's just no way that we're able to do that trip and have everything finished.
Before we go.
And also you go to Utah for the doTERRA convention.
Amy Fuel, you better be at doTERRA convention, girl.
Come on. I want a selfie of you two.
But that's what we're doing. Oh my gosh. That's what we're doing in September. So it's already middle of August.
Yeah.
This is how my brain works in planning things.
She's already planning Christmas.
It's basically New Year's. But yeah, so, Amy. Then you just get yourself to silver and go to leadership in the spring. We'll see you there. So we'll have a big doTERRA conference. I'll be gone for like a week in September.
And I'm going to have all 4 kids.
But you are like
it's
a
okay.
super dude dad. Like you're really, really good.
I don't know.
Dad on your own. You crush it. And then I'm back for like 2 weeks before we get ready to go because we have to leave a lot earlier to get to this conference.
Send us all. I don't know if we'll have a lot of time. If you have any thoughts here, send us all of your ideas of how to get from Texas to Virginia.
Yeah. North Texas. We're in Dallas, and we're going to, the city is called.
I don't know if it's going to be more. We're looking for a little bit cost effective and slight stress. What are you doing, little girl? What are you doing?
I'm between.
So we're thinking of we're thinking of just driving straight and staying in hotels, or we're thinking of pulling a very small, it has to be under 4,500 pound little travel trailer, but I don't think we want to buy one. So we'd have to rent it. And the stuff that I've looked at, renting is going to cost like $2,000 for a month or something, or maybe for 2 weeks. So that's really expensive. or we just rent a car and not put the miles. I don't know. And there's a lot of things. We haven't figured out how we're going to get there, but we have budgeted enough time, a lot of time to where we can try to see as many people as we can on the way there. So I love this. I'm off to finish a rabbit hutch. Good for you. Finishing a rabbit hutch. I miss that.
I know.
Put it on YouTube. Have you ever heard of YouTube?
You heard of this thing called YouTube?
Yes, we want to see it. Amy Fuel, you're amazing. Get her book. And I'm sorry we haven't done the video of your book. It's going to happen. We have to do it.
It was like the thing that kept me peaceful and hopeful during that whole transition.
I know. We love Amy's book. Go get the book. Amy, put your link.
Yeah,
put your book.
Put your link to your Amazon link to your the Homesteaders.
All I'm saying is don't leave before you show people where to buy your amazing book, Amy. So do that. You're a moderator now, so there you go. Yeah, if you leave unawares, I'm just happy. Yeah,
oh
we
gosh,
love it. We love it. Yes,
like so
everybody needs to get this book. It is beautiful. It's awesome.
Gorgeous.
Yes. So buy a used travel trailer, and then I know Serena. Yeah, she says buy a used travel trailer and then sell it when we're done.
That's what everybody says.
They said if you can buy, if we can find the good deal on a used travel trailer, then most likely we'd be able to sell it for very close to what we bought it for.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. It's just that is a risk that's hard for us to swallow.
Even though like we haven't spent everything on the house yet. It's just one of those things I'm like, is that really wise? I don't know. I don't know that it's not. I just don't know that it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Sandeep, I can't wait to see you fishing with your kids in the future pond. That is one thing. That pond is one thing that we might fast track. Because here's the deal. So everything includes getting our rabbits back, and even having chicken layers. So chickens that lay eggs are completely different than raising broilers. Now, we've never done that, but you have to take care of them every single day. But, you know, if you raise feeder pigs or lambs, again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I do know that it's a specific period of time that you have to take care of them. But rabbits and hens, raising hens for eggs, you have to have them, you have to take care of them every day, every single day. If you have goats that you take care of, you know, it's a lifelong, I mean, it's not a lifelong commitment, but it's an everyday commitment. Now, fixing the pond and having fish, that's something that we put in that money and it immediately increases our value of our property. It increases our our life, you know, our kids being able to say, boys, go fish. Oh yeah, I mean, and there is a yield on that too. So there's a yield on so many reasons to have the fish there, to have just the biology in that pond. On heavy times when it does rain, is we can put a filter on it and we can pump it uphill, and we can use that pond water to water our garden, because we're currently on city water. It's a better co-op city water, but it's still municipal water. It's not a well, so it's still, the pond water will be better for the garden. So I think what you're saying is that I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to talk Kelly, but she's on board. I'm really trying to talk Pete Van Dyke into saying, dude, we just need to do it. So let's figure out how to do it. Pete has a very good point of, and it is true.
Strategy for the property, though, the intentionality of what things come in in order so that we get the most fruitful experience on the property.
Yeah, so
I mean, it makes sense.
We have a video there where it goes over our design, and he's smart. And every time I've gone away from Pete in terms of it has but he just doesn't have all the machines, and so it's a lot more expensive to hire him.
And
so
every homestead is different. Ours happens to have 4 children, 7 and under on it, and some things for quality of life take priority. But this is what I should have done. Whenever we did our road and whenever we did all the land clearing and the house pad, I messed up, and I should have said, hey, Pete,
I can't afford to have you outsource and rent all these things, but I can afford to hire you to be in charge of these contractors. I should have done that.
Yeah, that's true.
I should have had Pete to be the consultant on the site, on the property. Yes, to guide all of the contractors. In the future, I should have, because I mean, there's a video coming up of, it's just bad. So
Christy, that is cool that you say that having the hens was really worth it. I would agree with that. I totally think it's worth it. We want
our own chicken eggs. It's just,
I don't want to be slave to our homestead. And you know, you guys will see everybody, but who are the people who are building their house out of like their own timber? And is it Colorado? Who are they? The couple? Pure Living for Life. They did a video about being slave to your homestead.
Don't be controversial, Kelly.
I'm sure they're watching this. But they did a video about being slave to your homestead. And one of the things that they see is a huge mistake is people get on their homestead and then they can't go anywhere. You can't go away for a night because you've got all these animals to take care of, or all of these solar integrated systems or unique water catchment systems that if somebody does come and stay on your property, you have to train them in all of those things. Yeah. So we do want to be super intentional about the way that we put these things in place so that we aren't imprisoned by our homestead, but that it does become the avenue to the freedom that we've been looking for.
Holy cow. Sweet Troubles Farm. Yes, it is Pete Van Dyke at Drought Proof. I'm just going to give you a link. DroughtProofTexas.com.
He's in the hill country.
Yeah. He's in the hill. He's in Blanco. He's all over the place, really. Let me find him.
He is.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But anyway. So there it is. Pete Van Dyke. So you'll see him on, you actually just look on our channel. He's all over the place. He's got a big giant beard and he's awesome. And he's so cool. But yes, so Drought Proof Texas, Pete's skill is how to keep water on your property. Yeah. He is, the swales that this guy, the earthworks that this guy can do is an art. It is so beautiful what he can do in the ponds. It's just so great. Hey, Matthew. Woo, I'm glad you're here, man. No worries on you being late. You're a busy guy. You're getting ready for a big, lots of stuff happening for you. I'm excited. We're excited for y'all. Okay. Where are we? Okay. Okay. Bye, Sandy. Good questions, man. Thank you. You got me dreaming about the pond again, so thanks. Let me see. Okay, we're going back to the link one more time. Yeah, let me do that. So we're gonna have to wrap up here because this little girl needs to eat. But let me couple of things. Amy Fuel put her book.
It's the Herbalist Companion, I think, to Homesteaders or the Homesteaders.
But I think it's just at
herbalism. It's awesome.
thefuelhomestead.com. That's where it is. But she has a link up there. Then I just now put a link to the Fort Income Expense Report. So I'm going to go over this really quick. So we spent a whole lot of money on groceries and food. That was one thing that we were able to do to be able to get through selling our house.
We ate our feelings.
We ate so much food. We went out to eat. Oh my goodness. How many times we went out to eat, and we just bought all the bacon and everything at Costco, all the snacks at Costco. It was not great.
All the junk food.
Yes.
We really paid
so that was huge. Transportation. So before we did, so when we got this, we had one car, and it had no car payment on it, and that shows you how much we spent on transportation. Just the gas bill was so much.
Because why?
Because we were driving everywhere. We had to drive to and from Dallas like twice. Then we had to do that to Austin. Then we had to do that from Katy to Pasadena, which is across Houston. We just drove everywhere. Drove.
What was it? Like, this is right after we moved?
No, this is in May. This is during the move. We closed May 31st. Yep. We had to get, because we had to be out of our house May 31st, so we had to move everything out. So we had a contract in the beginning of May, and we had 30 days to close. So starting in May, we had to drive everywhere to be able to get ready to move. Yeah. So it was very tough. So gas was very high, very high. I hate insurance. I just do. There's insurance there, and the bulk of that is our health sharing plan. We use a Christian-based health plan. We used to have Samaritan Ministries. Now we have Liberty Health Share. We prefer that a little bit better, but Samaritans is also good. Cell phone, all that stuff. Meals and entertainment. Yeah, we spent $592 on out to eat.
Which, seriously, our normal out to eat budget, y'all, is like $50.
Yeah.
$50 is what, and we go out to eat like once a month.
So this was us. We really loved on our kids.
Get Amy's book, Christy.
Yes, it's really good. We loved on our kids because it was hard. And whenever they were stuck in the car, we said, hey, we're going to go find a Chick-fil-A or something good. Or whenever we drove.
Here's a milkshake.
Yes.
Well, for example, we wrapped up school just by God's mercy 2 days before the beginning of May, because we knew May was going to be a sell our house month, even though we didn't know we wouldn't show it. So we took all of May off from school, which means any structure, any familiarness that our kids had was totally gone.
Yeah. So
So we bought their love with food.
Yeah.
Junk food, fast fried, deep greased sugar.
This is not the Justin Rhodes month of kids eating sweet peppers and fresh farm eggs and stuff and kale. No.
Do you guys ever notice that? That's one thing Bo told me like years ago when he first found his vlog. He was like, look at what their kids eat. It's amazing.
The Rhodes kids eat all the good stuff. Our kids just rocked out last night. They all ate salmon and broccoli and asparagus. That was a killer.
I don't know why that meal always works, but our kids love that meal.
Our kids love salmon. I mean, we don't live anywhere close to where there's salmon.
Of them love salmon. There's always one. You know, if you've got a couple kids, there's always one who's like, I don't like watermelons. And you're like, what person doesn't like watermelons? That person doesn't like salmon, but that person will eat salmon.
Put down below in the comments right over there. Yeah. Do you eat salt? Do you eat your watermelons with or without salt? I like salt on my watermelons.
And then tell us if you drink sweet tea or unsweet.
I don't drink tea. I just drink water.
If you are drinking tea, what would you drink, sweet or unsweet?
Okay, so wait. Oh, if you were to drink tea, would you drink sweet or unsweet? I don't drink sweet tea. Well,
yes, you do. If you drink tea, you don't drink unsweet tea.
Like 4 years ago, I had a sweet tea.
That is so untrue.
It's so true. When was the last time you had a Dr. Pepper?
I like the judgment in your voice.
You're not judging me.
No, it has nothing to do with did you drink something other than water. It has to do with dude.
The garden channel
never
without salt
on your water. Exactly, without salt.
Watermelon is good with salt sometimes. So it's okay.
Lime salt.
Ooh. Yeah.
I could get into that.
Arnold Palmer. Huh? Oh, what?
Arnold Palmer is sweet tea and lemonade.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if you can hear this, but the
garage doors are spinning. Like sitting on top of a subwoofer. It's terrifying. Do you feel that fitting?
Okay, so Matthew, I don't know if I can get tilapia in my pond because I think they'll die because it gets too cold. I think it gets too cold where we are for tilapia. I could be wrong, but
David's an unsweet tea. I'm with you.
No. Bo's a bit gassy. So you can hear that. So I guess they can.
Yeah, it did sound like a giant fart.
All right. We are wrapping. Okay.
Watermelon with salt, Christy. You'd be on Team Bo all the way.
Yes. Okay. So we're going through here. Okay. I am going to call this out. In that report, you will see that we have, I put a line on it because I did not want to hide it. I did not want to hide everything. I wanted to say, hey, this sucks. Trying to sell a house is really hard.
Oh, I know.
There's a line item in there for $140 for credit card interest. The whole point of us, not the whole point, one of the things of us doing this is for us to have the experience. But the main thing for us to have the experience of the country life and to be able to grow our own food and have our kids learn skills that we don't know. But one of them also is that we don't want to be a slave to the lender. We don't want to have a mortgage. So we are all about not being in debt. Mm-hmm. We messed up when we first tried to sell our house, and we had a lot of expenses. And we thought, hey, we're going to put things on a credit card, and we're going to get points, our Southwest card, and get points and free miles.
Oh, I love
and we're just gonna sell the house in the fall, and it didn't happen, and so that messed us up.
Yeah. So we figured we would charge the card instead of our and honestly, I don't know that it was a bad decision, but here was where it came in to kick our butts. Was at the end of this amount we racked up on the card, we didn't sell the house.
Yes.
So our plan, which is, debt-free mentality at the end, it was a short-term debt, which we talked about with you guys before. But on the first go-round back in November, at the end of this whole thing, we didn't sell the house. Yeah. That debt was still there.
So we kept, from the fall until we sold the house, we kept anywhere, at any given month, we kept like $8,000 to $10,000 on a credit card. But as soon as we sold the house and that equity went into our bank account, once we got to Dallas,
that was the first thing we paid off.
We paid that thing,
and it was always the plan. And I would that's what I mean is I wouldn't say it was a bad plan. It was just we wanted cash to be freed up for anything that we needed it to be freed up for. Yep. So we deferred those payments. It wasn't and this wasn't, hey, I wanted to buy some new jeans, so I put it on the credit card. These were solely expenses for selling the house, things that we had to do.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we have repairs for the house. I'm just going through the report. and then taxes. I hate taxes. So I'm going to put the link one more time so you can go and get it and learn from all of our mistakes. And then, of course, I'm going to be getting June and July ready. This is fun to be able to do this. And so once you sign up for that report, I will send that. You'll be added to where I can send you June and July once I get those done. So that'll be nice and easy. You can kind of see the before and after of selling a house and then, not selling a house. And then also you'll start seeing the cost of building on the property. So that's the more interesting part, I think. So go get that report. Our kids are waking up from their nap and that's it. So let me go through. Let me clarify, not Chick-fil-A sweet tea. I have to order it. Yes, Chick-fil-A sweet tea is so super sweet. I don't do anything sweet. Okay, so Texie and Dave is saying stock the pond with brim and catfish. Are you calling brim bluegill? That's what I've heard is bluegill and catfish are really good. And if I can get some bass, but I might not have as big of a pond. I think we're going to have probably maybe a third of an acre. It might be a fourth of an acre. I would love it to be half of an acre, but it's going to be anywhere. It's going to be anywhere between a fourth of an acre to half of an acre. So liquidity is a powerful. It really is. It really is. It's been great. We've been able to, it's awesome to be able to. So Matthew said, equity is a powerful shovel. Yes. So thank you, God, for so much. For after Hurricane Harvey, somehow we lucked out. We did not take on water, and our property value went up. So thank you, Jesus. It was a huge blessing, and it makes us being able to do this. This is why we're able. This is why our neighbors at the property are able to say, "Wow, you guys move fast." We're like, we've had the property since 2015. We haven't done anything with it. But now that we have some cash, then we're able to go pretty quick. So it's good. Okay, so yes, so bluegill, yeah. So that's what I was thinking, yeah. Bluegill. Do you get half sweet tea? They're still talking about sweet tea. This is hilarious. I love it. Yes, those are the awesome little fish. If you want something with a little sugar, I can't believe this is the topic of conversation. It's talking about sweet tea. Come on, where's what's his name? Uncle Si. Uncle Si talking about his sweet tea. We have, yeah, Uncle Si's cool. Dig. Okay, so dig deeper in the center. The deeper the pond, the better the insulation. Okay, cool. Well, and I heard that Jack Spirko talks about that a lot, is if you need to have that deeper spot, and it actually helps to circulate the water as well. So check out Weedham and Reap. She's raising tilapia in her. Yeah, but she's in Arizona.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit different of it. And it's also, hers is super small and it has a liner. So she could possibly just see the fish. I don't know.
It's the same.
Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But yes, their videos, their channel's awesome. Mm-hmm. And they're cold. I don't know.
That's their question.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Googling
I'm still
now.
learning.
Stand by. Go. Matthew the fact checker.
Matthew's awesome. Okay, not the same. This will be posted. Will this be posted later? Sure. How do I do that? I think so. I think I'll just make it live. I think I'll just do that. Do you think it's good to post? I think so. It's Kelly and I always have fun with these things. Okay. We are leaving. I'm going to post this one last time. Get our May report right there. BetterTogetherLife.com/report. Anything you want to add?
Thanks for joining us on a Saturday.
I know, it's fun. We haven't done this. It's
been months.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of also what it's been like for us, y'all. Like,
yeah,
we're in the same time and place right now.
Yeah.
Who knows what we're going to be doing on Wednesday?
Yeah.
You never know.
New video coming Monday morning. It is me clearing the laneway for our house. So you'll get to see me and the
getting ready for the
chainsaw
house to drive in. Yes.
Yeah. So videos coming next week. That's what I'm going to say right here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is my schedule that I'm going to be doing. I think it'll help me be more consistent. So yes, love you guys. Y'all are awesome. And Finley's pulling us. So bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.